You think the first Olympics were about glory and noble competition. Think again. The ancient games had no medals, no teams, and no clothes. And the athletes did not run for gold. They ran for their lives. Why would a man endure years of brutal training, then travel 200 miles on foot just to compete naked in the dirt? The answer is darker than you imagine. Stay with me. Because what happened in Olympia was not a celebration. It was a survival test. And the losers did not go home with bronze. They went home with nothing. A little too historical. If you want the real story, not the myth, press subscribe and like this video. Now let me show you what the Olympics actually were. You're 14 years old and your body is no longer your own. It belongs to the dust, the sun, and the hard, waking earth of your father's olive groves. Your hands have never held a discus. Your shoulders have never been shaped by stone weights. But the old man watching you from the shade of a fig tree sees something you cannot. He sees the way your legs move when you run. Not the clumsy, desperate sprint of a boy playing, but something fluid, something dangerous. He has traveled to Corinth and Sparta. He has watched champions train, and he knows that the body before him is not a farmer's son. It is raw marble waiting for a hammer. Your name is Leon. That is what we will call you, because history forgot the real one. History always forgets the ones who almost made it. And that is the first dark truth you must understand. For every champion crowned at Olympia, 100 boys, just like you, disappeared. Their names never carved in stone. Their glory swallowed by the same dust they trained on. You do not know this yet. You only know that when the other boys challenged you to a race up the hill, you left them behind like they were standing still. 50 paces. That is how far ahead you reached the old twisted olive tree. 50 paces before the biggest, strongest boy in your village even reached the slope. The old man calls you over with a crooked finger. His eyes are not kind. They are hungry. He does not look at your face. He looks at your thighs, at your shoulders, at the depth of your chest. You feel exposed, even though you are wearing a tunic. His gaze strips you down to muscle and bone. He asks how old you are. You tell him. He nods slowly and says you do not run like a goat herder. You run like a stag. And then he says something that will haunt you for the rest of your life. There's a gift in you, boy. A gift from the gods. To let it wither in these dusty fields would be an insult to them. That night he speaks to your father. Your father is a practical man. He measures life in harvests and rainfall. He has never dreamed of glory. He has only dreamed of enough bread, enough wine, and enough sons to work the land when his back finally gives out. But the old man speaks of Olympia. He speaks of immortality. He speaks of a wreath made of olive leaves that can make your family name echo for 1,000 years. Your father looks at you differently after that conversation. He sees you not as a son, but as a gamble. A single throw of the dice that could lift his entire bloodline out of the dust. Your father walks to you. His face is stone. He places a heavy hand on your shoulder and says your life as a farmer is over. Tomorrow your brothers will tend the goats. Your real work begins now. You look out at the hills you have known since birth. The silver-green olive groves. The rocky path to the well. The sun-bleached stone walls of your village. They were the borders of your world. Now they're just the first step on a road that will either make you a legend or destroy you. And the most terrifying part is that you have no choice. The gift the old man saw is not a blessing. It is a debt, and the gods always collect. You do not sleep that night. You lie on your bed of straw and listen to your mother crying softly in the next room. She knows what this means. She has heard the stories of boys who left for the gymnasium and came back broken. Or worse, did not come back at all. Your father does not cry. He sharpens a knife by the fire and does not look at you. In the morning you will leave. And the boy who runs like a stag will begin his transformation into something that is no longer quite human. Something built for one purpose only. To stand in the dust of Olympia and refuse to fall. The road from your village is longer than you imagined. Your father walks beside you in silence. He does not offer comfort or wisdom. He only grips your shoulder once at the gates of Athens and says, "Do not come back unless you are a victor." Then he turns and walks away. You are alone now. The city swallows you. The smell of smoke and sweating bodies replaces the clean, sharp air of the olive groves. Merchants shout. Carts rumble over stone. And somewhere beyond the maze of streets is the gymnasium where you will either be forged into a weapon or broken into nothing. The gymnasium is not a building. It is a world. You step through its gates, and the noise of the city fades, replaced by something stranger. The rhythmic thud of bodies hitting packed earth. The grunt of men lifting stones. The high-pitched hiss of a bronze discus cutting through hot air. And beneath it, all a constant low, crackling sound you cannot identify at first. Then you realize what it is. It is the sound of olive oil being poured over skin. Gallons of it, warming in the sun. Men stand naked in the courtyard, their bodies glistening like statues brought to life. They are not ashamed. They are proud. Their muscles are maps of suffering. Every scar, every callus tells a story of pain deliberately endured. A trainer approaches you. His name is Phyros. He does not smile. He does not welcome you. He looks at you the way a butcher looks at a side of meat. His nose has been broken more than once. His hands are thick with knotted scar tissue. He carries a long forked stick cut from an olive branch, and he holds it like a scepter. "Remove your tunic," he says. His voice is flat. You hesitate for just a moment, and that moment costs you. The stick lands across your shoulders with a crack that echoes off the stone walls. The pain is electric. It steals your breath. He does not explain or apologize. He simply waits. You remove your tunic. The other athletes watch. Some look away. Some stare with cold, empty eyes. They have all felt that stick. They have all bled on this dirt. You are not special here. You are not the boy who ran like a stag. You are raw material, a block of unworked marble, as Phyros calls it. And he is the sculptor. His tools are exhaustion and pain. He hands you a small clay flask of olive oil. You pour it into your palm and rub it across your body, as you have seen the others do. The oil is cool at first, then warm, then heavy on your skin. Next, you are led to a bin of fine sand. You coat yourself in dust until you look like a ghost. This is not for comfort. It is for grip, for protection, for the ritual of becoming something other than human. Your training begins immediately. No orientation. No gentle introduction. Phyros points to a stone discus half buried in the dirt. "Pick it up," he says. "It is heavier than anything you have ever lifted. Your farm labor did not prepare you for this. This is not the slow, steady work of pulling weeds or carrying water. This is explosive, violent. Your muscles scream. Your joints pop. You throw the discus, and it wobbles through the air, landing with a pathetic thud. Phyros says nothing. The stick speaks for him. Again, you run sprints in soft, deep sand until your legs tremble and your vision blurs. You lift uncut stones until your back feels like it's splitting open. You wrestle older boys who throw you to the ground over and over until your ribs ache and your mouth tastes like blood and dirt. Every session ends the same way. Your body screaming for rest. Phyros demanding one more attempt. One more. One more. And when you finally collapse, unable to move, he says your real work has not even started. The nights are worse than the days. You lie on a hard cot in a room with 20 other boys. Some of them cry quietly into their blankets. You do not cry. You are too exhausted. But you lie awake listening to the sounds of their suffering and wondering if you will survive the next morning. The oil and sand have dried on your skin, forming a crust that itches and burns. You scrape it off with a curved bronze instrument called a strigil. The metal bites into your flesh, leaving red raw stripes. Your body is no longer a body. It is a map of fresh wounds. Phyros does not hate you. That is the strangest part. He does not enjoy your pain the way a cruel man would. He is worse than cruel. He is indifferent. Your suffering means nothing to him except as a tool. He is not training a person. He is building a machine that will stand in the stadium at Olympia and refuse to break. And if the machine breaks before it gets there, he will simply find another block of marble. Another boy who runs like a stag. Another pair of shoulders to scar. The weeks turn into months. You lose track of time. There's only the tetras. The 4-day cycle of suffering. Preparation. High intensity. Recovery. Medium intensity. Then repeat. There are no holidays. No days off. Your muscles grow, but so does your silence. You stop speaking except to answer commands. You stop thinking about home. The face of your mother fades. The smell of your father's olive groves becomes a distant memory. There's only Phyros and the stick and the dirt and the oil. And somewhere deep inside you, a small, cold voice whispers that you are no longer a person. You are a weapon waiting to be unleashed. But weapons do not dream of victory. They only wait for the hand that wields them. And you have not yet learned that the hand which hurts you is the same hand that might one day raise your arm in triumph, or leave you forgotten in the dust. For years have passed. You are no longer the boy who ran like a stag. You are 18 years old, and your body has been remade. Your shoulders are broad. Your hands are thick with callus. Your chest is deep, and your neck is thick with muscle. When you walk through the gymnasium, the younger boys step aside. They look at you with fear and hope. Fear because they see what you have become. Hope because they want to become it too. Phyro still carries his olive stick, but he does not use it on you anymore. Not because he has grown kind, because you no longer make mistakes worth correcting. Then the heralds arrive. 2 men wearing the dust of a long journey. They carry bronze staffs wrapped in wool, and their voices carry the weight of the gods themselves. They stand in the center of the palestra and announce the sacred truce. The Olympic Games will be held in 2 months. From this moment until the last athlete returns home, no war, no violence, no bloodshed is permitted. The punishment for breaking the truce is not a fine or imprisonment. It is a curse. Your city will be banned from the games. Your name will be erased from the records. The gods themselves will turn their backs on you. Phyros pulls you aside. His face is not stern now. It is something worse. It is hungry. The truth has been called, he says. His voice is low. From this moment until you stand in the stadium, there is no wasted breath, no wasted motion. Everything must be for victory. Do you understand? You nod, but you do not understand. Not yet. You have never seen Olympia. You have never stood before the altar of Zeus. You have never placed your hands on the blood of a sacrificed animal and sworn an oath that could destroy your family if you lie. That is coming, and it is worse than any stick. The journey to Elis takes nearly 2 weeks. 200 miles on foot. No horse, no cart, just you Phyros and a young attendant named Lycus. The road is dangerous even with the truce. Bandits do not always respect the gods. But you are not afraid of bandits anymore. You have been thrown into the dirt 1,000 times. You have bled on the palestra floor. A man with a knife on a mountain road seems almost welcome compared to another day under Phyros and his stick. The road fills with pilgrims. Athletes from Sparta with bodies like carved stone. Runners from Sicily who move like they are floating. Wrestlers from Thebes whose necks are thicker than your thighs. You study them and they study you. No one speaks. The competition has already begun. Every glance is a measurement. Every step is a statement. You learn to read their bodies, the way a man carries his weight, the way his eyes track yours. These are not rivals yet. They are omens, each one a prophecy of what you might face in the stadium. Elis is not Olympia. It is the gate before the gate. Here you will spend 1 month proving you are worthy to even approach the sacred grove. The Hellenodikai are waiting for you. The judges, men from the noblest families of Elis dressed in purple robes that mark them as almost divine. They sit on raised chairs and look down at you as you stand before them naked. Not to humiliate you, to inspect you. They check your hands for softness, your shoulders for imbalance, your eyes for fear. One of them records your name and your father's name and your city in a ledger that will outlive you. Another runs his hand over your skin, feeling for hidden injuries. If they find a flaw, you're sent home. For years of suffering ended by a single scar. You pass. Of course you pass. Phyros would not have brought you here if there was any risk. But the inspection is not the worst part. The worst part comes after. The oath. They lead you to the Bouleuterion, the council house. The air inside is cool and heavy with the smell of old incense and something sharper. Something metallic. Your eyes adjust to the dim light, and then you see it. A statue of Zeus. But not the Zeus you have seen in paintings. Not the kindly father of the gods. This is Zeus Horkios, Zeus the keeper of oaths. He stands with a thunderbolt in each hand. His face is twisted into an expression of pure divine fury. He is not here to bless you. He is here to terrify you. And at his feet the priests have just sacrificed a wild boar. The pieces are still warm, still wet. The blood pools on the stone floor. You are ordered to step forward. Your hands tremble. You try to stop them, but you cannot. The other athletes stand beside you. 20 of you, the best from across the Greek world. And every single one of you is afraid. The herald recites the oath slowly. You will compete with honor. You will not bribe any opponent. You will not accept a bribe to lose. You have trained faithfully for 10 months. You are a freeborn Greek with no crime against the gods. Then the priest tells you to place your hands on the bloody pieces of the boar. The flesh is warm, slippery. Your fingers sink into it. The blood coats your palms and drips down your wrists. You feel it, the weight of the oath, the presence of Zeus watching, waiting. The herald speaks the final words. If you swear falsely, may Zeus strike you down. May your body wither. May your city fall. May your name be forgotten forever. You repeat the words. Your voice does not sound like your own. When you step back, the blood is already drying on your hands. It will take days to wash off, and even then you will never feel clean again. Your father steps forward. He places his hands on the same bloody flesh. He swears that you are who you say you are, that you have trained as you claimed. Pharaoh steps forward. He swears that he has not helped you cheat. The responsibility is shared. If you lie, your father loses his honor. Your trainer loses his reputation. Your entire family name is carved into the bronze statues of shame that line the road to the stadium. You walk out of the Bouleuterion into the bright sunlight. The world looks the same, but you are not the same. You have given a piece of yourself to Zeus, and he will collect whether you win or lose. The only question is how. The oath is behind you now, but the blood remains. You can still smell it on your hands, no matter how many times you wash them in the cold water of the spring. The other athletes avoid your eyes, not out of hostility, but out of shared dread. You have all touched the same warm flesh. You have all sworn the same terrible promise. And now there is nothing left to do but wait for the games to begin. The final month in Elis is not training. It is survival. The Hellenodikai watch everything. They watch how you eat, how you sleep, how you stretch. One man is dismissed because he is caught arguing with a judge. Another is sent home because his knee buckles during a morning run. 4 years of suffering erased by a single misstep. You learn to be invisible. You do not speak unless spoken to. You do not complain. You do not look at the judges. You eat the simple food they give you. Barley cakes, figs, cheese. No more meat. Pharaohs warned you this would happen. The meat diet that built your body is forbidden here. Everyone eats the same meal. Everyone is stripped of their advantages. The judges want to see who you are when nothing is left but will. The days blur together. You wake. You run. You stretch. You eat. You sleep. You dream of the stadium and wake with your heart pounding. The month ends without ceremony. A herald appears at dawn and reads the names of those who have been deemed worthy. 20 of you began the trial. Only 12 remain. Your name is called. You feel nothing. Not relief. Not joy. Just a cold, quiet emptiness where fear used to live. Pharaohs nods once. That is all. Then you walk. The sacred way from Elis to Olympia takes 2 days. The road winds through hills shaded by ancient olive trees. The trees are older than any living person. Older than your grandfather's grandfather. Some say they were planted by Heracles himself. You do not doubt it. Everything here feels touched by the gods. Then you see it. The valley opens before you and your breath stops. Olympia is not a city. It is a sanctuary. The temple of Zeus rises from the earth like a mountain carved by hands. Its columns are so tall they seem to hold up the sky. The altar of Zeus sits in the center of the grove. A great dark mound made from the ashes of 1,000 years of sacrifices. The smoke still rises, thin and gray against the blue. You can feel the weight of every athlete who came before you. Every victor, every loser, every man who stood where you are standing now and wondered if you would live or die in the dust. You do not have time to stare. The judges move you into the stadium. The tunnel is dark and cool. You walk through it with the other 11 men. Your bare feet feel the cold stone. Then you emerge into the light, and the crowd hits you like a wave. 40,000 people, maybe more. They line the grassy embankments that rise on either side of the long rectangle of packed earth. They are shouting. Not words, just a wall of sound that presses against your chest and makes it hard to breathe. You have never seen so many human beings in one place. Your village could fit into a corner of this stadium and still leave room for the goats. The pentathlon is first. 5 events in a single afternoon. Discus, long jump, javelin, sprint, wrestling. The judges do not ask if you're ready. They simply point to the starting line, and the herald calls the first event. The discus. You have thrown this bronze disc 10,000 times in the gymnasium. Your body knows the motion better than your mind. But this is not the gymnasium. This is Olympia. The weight of the discus feels different here. Heavier. The eyes of 40,000 people press against your skin. You step to the line, and the world goes quiet. The Corinthian throws first. His body spins like a top. The discus flies. It lands far down the field, and the crowd roars. The Theban throws next. He uses brute force. The discus wobbles in the air, but lands close to the Corinthian mark. Then it is your turn. You close your eyes. You remember Phyros, the stick, the endless afternoons. You spin. You release. The discus soars. When it lands, you do not know if it is far enough. You cannot see through the dust. The judges confer. Then the herald raises his hand. You have taken the lead, but there is no time to feel it. The judges are already calling the second event. The long jump is the strangest of all. You carry stone weights called halteres, one in each hand. You swing them forward as you jump, then pull them back in midair. The motion throws your body farther than any unweighted leap could ever go. But the timing must be perfect. Too early, and you lose momentum. Too late, and the weights drag you down into the sand. The Corinthian stumbles on his landing. The Theban jumps well, but not well enough. You swing the weights and launch yourself into the air. For one breathless moment, you are suspended above the earth. Then you land. Hard. Your ankle twists, but you do not fall. The judge measures. You are still in the lead. The javelin comes next. Your worst event. The slender shaft of elderwood feels awkward in your powerful hands. The leather thong wraps around your fingers. You take a breath. You run. You throw. The javelin flies. It is not beautiful. It is not long, but it flies true. You have survived. The judges dismiss 2 more men. The field is down to 5. The sprint is 4th. A single furious race down the length of the stadium. The runner from Argos wins easily. His body was built for this. You finish 2nd. Your lungs burn. Your legs shake, but you are still standing. And now there are only 2. You and a mountain from Thebes. The wrestler. The monster. The man who has been waiting for you since the beginning. The final event will decide everything. And you have nothing left except the Phyros carved into your bones, one strike at a time. The Theban does not look at you. He looks past you toward the crowd. His chest rises and falls slowly. He is not tired. He is not afraid. He is a pure wrestler, and this is his domain. The pentathlon has taken everything from you. Your legs are heavy. Your back aches. Your lungs still burn from the sprint. But he has been saving himself, waiting for this moment. The judges clear the sandpit. They call the 2 finalists forward. You and the mountain. The crowd quiets. 40,000 people holding their breath. You step into the scamma, and the sand is warm beneath your feet. Warm and soft and endless. Phyros appears at the edge of the pit. He does not shout. He does not wave his stick. He leans close, and his voice is low. Do not meet his charge. His strength is a rock, and you will break against it. Be water. Evade him. Use his own weight against him. Remember your training. Then he steps back. The judge raises his arm. The match begins. The Theban circles you slowly. His feet sink into the sand. He is not fast, but he does not need to be. He is patient. He is waiting for you to make a mistake. You circle too. Your bare feet slide. Your thighs burn. The sun hangs overhead like a hammer. He lunges. You sidestep. His hands grab empty air, and he grunts in frustration. He lunges again. This time you're not fast enough. His arms wrap around your ribs and squeeze. The pressure is immense. It pushes the air from your lungs. He lifts you. You feel your feet leave the ground. For one terrible moment, you are weightless. Then he slams you down. The impact drives through your spine, through your skull. The world goes white, then dark, then white again. You hear the crowd roar. He has thrown you. One fall. He raises his fist and walks back to his side of the pit. The judge looks at you. You force yourself to your knees. The sand sticks to your oiled skin. You stand. Your ribs scream. Your vision blurs. But you stand. The second round begins. You know you cannot survive another slam like that. Your body is already broken. You must be smarter. You stay low. You move constantly. You make him turn. Make him chase you. His breath grows heavier. His steps grow slower. He is not used to chasing. He is used to standing still while smaller men break against him. You see it. The smallest crack in his confidence. He lunges again, reaching for your neck. This time you are ready. You drop your weight. Duck under his arm. Pivot. Your hip finds his center. You pull. He is so much heavier than you. But he is moving forward. His own momentum is a river, and you are just a rock that turns it. His feet leave the sand. He crashes on his back. The look on his face is not pain. It is shock, pure disbelief. The crowd roars again, but this time the sound is different. They did not expect this. You did not expect this. One fall each. The judge signals for the final round. The Theban stands slowly. His eyes have changed. The patience is gone. The confidence is gone. Now there is only anger. He charges before the judge gives the signal. The crowd gasps. It is against the rules. The judge shouts, but does not stop him. The Theban does not care. He wants to hurt you now, not win. Hurt. You are too tired to run, too tired to sidestep. He grabs you. His hands lock behind your back. He squeezes. Your ribs crack. You feel it more than hear it. A small sharp sound inside your chest. The pain is hot and immediate. You cannot breathe. He lifts you again. You know what comes next. The slam. The darkness. The defeat. But something happens. Something Pharaohs did not teach you. Your hand moves on its own. It finds the Theban's throat. Not to choke. Just to press. Just to remind him that you are still here. Still fighting. His eyes widen. He hesitates for one heartbeat. That is all you need. You twist. Not with strength. You have no strength left. You twist with desperation. Your hip finds his again. He is off balance. He does not expect you to move. You drive forward. Not a throw. Just a push. A dying animal's last effort. He falls. Not gracefully. Not like a champion. He falls like a tree. Straight back. His head hits the sand. His arms release you. You fall on top of him. Too exhausted to move. Too exhausted to celebrate. The judge runs to the pit. He looks at the Theban's shoulders. Flat on the sand. He looks at you. Covered in blood and oil and dust. He grabs your wrist. Raises your arm. The crowd does not roar. The crowd explodes. 40,000 voices become one sound. A wave of noise that washes over you and through you. You cannot hear yourself think. You cannot hear yourself breathe. The judge is shouting something. You cannot hear him either. The Theban lies beneath you. His chest heaves. He does not look at you. He stares at the sky. You push yourself off him. Your ribs scream. Your legs collapse. You fall to your knees in the sand. The crowd is still roaring. The sand is warm. The sun is setting. You have won. Pharaohs reaches you first. He hauls you to your feet. His face is not the face of the man with the stick. His eyes are wet. He does not speak. He cannot speak. He just grips your shoulders. His fingers dig into your flesh. It hurts. Everything hurts. But you do not pull away. Then another pair of hands grabs you. Your father. He pushed through the crowd. Through the judges. Through the soldiers. He is not the stern farmer who sent you away 4 years ago. He is weeping. His face is broken open with a joy you have never seen. He says your name. Just your name. Over and over. Like a prayer. The judges lead you out of the stadium. The crowd parts for you. They throw flowers. Ribbons. They reach out to touch your skin. You are not a man anymore. You are a victor. The olive wreath is not on your head yet. That comes tomorrow. But the world already treats you differently. You are no longer Leon the farmer's son. You are Leon the Olympian. And somewhere in the crowd, the Theban is walking back to his tent alone. No flowers. No cheers. No father weeping his name. That is the true savagery of the first Olympics. The winner becomes a god. The loser becomes a ghost. And the sand drinks both their blood equally. The sun rises over Olympia, and you are still alive. That is the first thought that comes to you when you open your eyes. Not that you are a champion, not that you have one, just that you have survived. Your ribs are wrapped in linen. Pharaohs bound them himself in the dark while you drifted in and out of sleep. He did not speak. He did not need to. The work was done. Now there was only the waiting. The ceremony begins at noon. You lie on your cot and listen to the sounds of the sacred grove waking up. Birds, wind, the distant murmur of 40,000 pilgrims who came to see someone just like you. Your father sits in the corner of the tent. He has not slept. His eyes are red. His hands are trembling. He looks at you the way a man looks at a miracle. Not with understanding, with wonder. You want to tell him something. Something that captures the weight of what has happened. But there are no words for this. No language for the space between a farm boy and an Olympian. So you say nothing. You just let him look at you. Let him memorize the shape of your face. He will tell this story to your children, and your children will tell it to theirs. That is what you have won. Not a wreath, not a statue, a story that will not die. The herald comes for you at midday. He is dressed in a crimson cloak. His voice is trained to cut through wind and rain and the roar of crowds. He does not congratulate you. He simply says, follow. You walk through the sacred grove. The path is lined with people. Thousands of them. They reach out to touch your shoulders, your arms, the linen wrap around your ribs. Some of them are crying. Some are laughing. Some are just staring with open mouths. You are not a man to them. You are a symbol, a proof that the gods still favor the ones who suffer. It is a heavy thing to carry, heavier than any stone discus. The temple of Zeus rises before you. Its columns are so tall they seem to lean into the sky. The altar stands to the left, the ash mound where 1,000 years of sacrifices have burned. The smoke still rises, thin and gray. It smells like ancient fire, like the prayers of every athlete who came before you. You stop at the foot of the temple steps. The other victors stand beside you. The boxer whose face is swollen into a mask of purple and red. The pancratist whose knuckles are split open to the bone. The runner from Argos who won the stadium race. You look at each other, not as rivals, as survivors. You all went into the pit. You all came out. The Hellenodikai emerge from the temple. Their purple robes are brilliant in the sunlight. They carry the prizes on a table of ivory and gold. The prizes are not gold. They are not silver. They are simple wreaths cut from the sacred wild olive tree. The tree grows behind the temple. Its branches are said to have been planted by Heracles himself. A golden sickle cuts the leaves. Only the purest branches are chosen. A single wreath weighs almost nothing. But when the judge lifts it above his head, the crowd falls silent. That silence is heavier than any stone you ever lifted. The herald calls the victors one by one. He starts with the stadium race. The runner from Argos steps forward. The judge places the wreath on his head. The crowd cheers. He calls the boxer, the pancratist. Then he calls your name, your father's name, your city. The 3 pillars of your identity carve into the air for all of Greece to hear. You step forward. The judge smiles. It is the first time you have seen any of them smile. He places the wreath on your head. The leaves are cool against your forehead. They smell like the hills where you used to herd goats, like the tree your father tends, like home. You turn to face the crowd. 40,000 voices rise together. They throw flowers, ribbons, small tokens of cloth and wood. The air is thick with color and sound. You cannot see your father. You cannot see Pharaohs. You are alone on a pedestal at the center of the world. And for one breathless moment you understand everything. The pain, the blood, the long road, the stick, the oath, the Theban's hands around your ribs. It was all for this single moment of standing still while the world screams your name. The banquet comes later. The Hellenodikai host the victors in the Prytanean, the sacred hearth where the eternal flame burns. You eat roasted meat and drink wine mixed with water. The boxer tells stories of his matches. The pancratist shows the marks on his arms where men tried to break his joints. You do not tell stories. You listen. You are still learning how to be a champion. It is different from learning how to be an athlete. An athlete suffers in silence. A champion speaks, but not yet. Not tonight. After the banquet, you walk alone through the sacred grove. The moon is high. The crowds have gone to their tents. The stadium is empty. You stand at the tunnel where you entered yesterday morning. It feels like a different life. A different person walked through that darkness. A boy who was afraid. The man who stands here now is not afraid. He is not proud either. He is something in between. Something new. The Greeks have a word for it. Arete. Excellence. But it is not the excellence of a perfect throw or a flawless jump. It is the excellence of having nothing left to give and giving it anyway. That is what the wreath honors. Not victory. The cost of victory. You will leave Olympia tomorrow. You will walk the long road back to Athens. But you will never really leave this place. A piece of you will remain in the dust of the stadium, in the ash of the altar, in the silence between the columns of the temple. The winners became gods. That is what they say. But you do not feel like a god. You feel like a boy who ran up a hill and never stopped running. And somewhere behind you the losers are packing their tents, slipping out of the sanctuary under the cover of darkness, hoping no one sees them, hoping no one remembers their names. That is the true savagery of the first Olympics. Not the blood, not the broken bones, the forgetting. The gods remember the victors. The earth remembers everyone else. And the earth does not care.